What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We're going to do a review of a new bait to me. This is the Game Changer Baits Boogeyman. Check this thing out right here. This thing's wild, and I'll tell you what I've been catching, or how I've been catching fish with it. We'll do that now. Thanks everyone for watching. As you know, I love talking about bass fishing tackle, and I try to share what I'm catching fish on. I do a lot of reviews, I do a lot of unboxings, and this is going to be a review of this bait that I honestly didn't know what to think of when I first got it. This is from Game Changer Bait. They are a small company out of Oklahoma. This is called the Boogeyman. So it is a thick plastic. It's 4 inches long. It's funny, when I first got this, my son said this looks like a person without a head. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like, but it's got these 4 appendages on there, and it's a thick bait, so it's really, really good for skipping. Now, I've been having a lot of success with it skipping in situations where I would normally use a jig, but there's one lake in particular that has a lot of this scummy stuff all over on the bottom. It's like dying weeds, things like that, so it's just a pain with a jig. So that's where this was perfect. It's also a lot thicker than a Senko style bait, so it's gonna skip a lot farther, a lot heavier. You can fish on casting gear, like I have it on this right here, 7'4" heavy, and a 20-pound line. I mean, this is my jig skipping setup, but I have this bait because this bait itself is thick enough that you can actually replace or use the same setup that you would for a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce jig. Now I have it on a 5/0 hook. This is a hook I really like. It's the Owner Haymaker. It's got the point kind of stuck out a little bit. It's kind of bent out, so it gets really good hookups. So it's a really stout hook as well, because again, I'm using heavy line, skipping it way under cover. So that's the cool thing about it. And it's just something completely different. It's not a standard stickworm Senko style bait. It is a very unique kind of creature bait, I guess you could say. But as it's falling, this lake's really clear, so I was watching it fall. As it falls, each one of these just kind of shakes and vibrates. These little appendages, whatever you want to call them, legs, they just kind of quiver as it's falling. So it has a really unique action. Again, perfect situation was where I would normally fish that jig on that lake that I've done it before, but for some reason there's just a lot of that scum right now. So this was perfect. Caught a lot of nice fish doing it. Just got a lot of bites, and I was really impressed with how well you can cast it because of the thickness. Now, if there's one downside, it's not very durable, but that's part of the design. It is a very soft plastic material, so that's how you get all that crazy action. You can catch a couple fish off each one. If they're big fish, they're gonna rip it up, but you'd gladly trade a bait for a big fish. There's 6 in a pack for $7.50, so a little more than $1 a piece. But again, if you look at a Yamamoto Senko or anything like that, I mean, that's not crazy when you think about the cost of everything nowadays. So I have some down here at the bottom of my boat that I've caught fish on. I'm going to see if I can repair them with a little bit of that Mend It. I think I can, just to get a little more life out of them. You can also rip these legs off of there if you want to and use them as a little drop shot bait or a Ned rig bait, so you can make that plastic go longer. So that's the one thing. I guess the only negative was the durability. It kind of gets torn with catching fish on them. But again, you can fix it with some Mend It, or use these legs, or maybe even melt them. I didn't even think about that, but you could probably use a lighter and kind of melt them to get a couple more fish. But again, if you could trade every bait that you have for a fish or two, you would do it for sure. These things catch fish, really a unique action as they fall. Just something completely different. And again, I can't say that enough. That bulkiness is great for skipping. You can get it way up under there, and it's a flat bait, so it skips really well. Get under those docks where those big fish live. That's where I want to be, catch those big ones. So thanks for watching. I'll put the link down below, but if you're looking for something different, check out this Boogeyman right here. Pretty crazy.